of us are family oriented. You know, the kids go on their bikes all the time, so it was just scary.
She says there may be petty crime in the area, but not to this magnitude.
And we've had cars broken into, vehicles stolen type thing, but nothing like that.
Welcome to Crime Wood's debut episode. Share, like, comment, and subscribe. Today's story takes place in Little Rock, Arkansas. Located in Pulaski County, it houses many attractions including the Clinton Presidential Center, the Old Mill, and the Little Rock Nine, a group of African-American teenagers who made history by being the first black students to attend Little Rock Central High School in 1957. With a population just over 200,000, Little Rock is known as being the 11th most welcoming city for the LGBTQ community, one of those people having been 17-year-old Brayla Stone. Brayla was a vibrant and outspoken individual, which would at times put her at odds with others. In one Facebook post she wrote, "People saying I'm changing. No, I'm just speaking up for myself and I'm not letting anyone do me any type of way." She was a YouTuber, loved entertaining via social media, worked for Ralph Lauren, and had plans of attending Louisiana State University. On June 3rd, Brayla celebrated her 17th birthday by inviting everyone out for a huge bash. Little did she know, this would be her last time celebrating such a milestone.
Police say 17-year-old Braylen Stone was found dead in a van along a walking trail. Stephanie Sharp is live tonight with reaction from people in that area. And Steph, sounds like this neighborhood is actually in shock about this.
Donna, that's a great way to describe it. Things like this just typically does not happen in a neighborhood like this. We are told from Sherwood Police that just before 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon, the teen's body was found in a van along this fairly popular walking trail.
We all watch out for each other.
Sherwood neighbors around Gap Creek Drive react to a teen found dead in a van along a popular walking trail.
All of us are family oriented. You know, the kids go on their bikes all the time, so it was just scary.
Jamie Diaz says she and her neighbors saw the crime scene Thursday afternoon.
I saw the vehicle, and then also heard what had happened.
She says there may be petty crime in the area, but not to this magnitude.
And we've had cars broken into, vehicles stolen type thing, but nothing like that.
It's a very quiet neighborhood. We get very few calls, so it's very surprising to all of us.
Sherwood police officers say the teen has been identified as 17-year-old Braylen Stone. They're trying to figure out whether Stone was killed in Sherwood or brought here. They're also looking into a motive. An investigation like this is rare for the city.
It's very unusual. I believe this may be our second or third homicide this year.
All the while, Diaz says she'll keep an extra eye out.
It was kind of scary.
At this time, there is no suspect information available. And if you know anything about this crime, you're asked to contact Sherwood Police. Reporting live in Sherwood tonight, I'm Stephanie Sharp. Back to you.
On June 25th, a passerby found Brayla's lifeless body in a black Saturn. She had been reported missing just hours before her body was found. Stone had a hole in her head with her body lying upside down on the front passenger floorboard with her legs resting on the seat's backrest, and the driver's side window had been broken out. Blood spattered the car's interior, while a strong smell of bleach filled the air. It didn't take long for police to identify a person of interest, and that person was 20-year-old Trayvon Hayes Miller. Trayvon was known to the police for having been involved in the 2016 fatal robbery of Brian Allen Thompson. Being that one of his friends pulled the trigger, Trayvon took a plea deal, securing the fate of his co-defendants, Xavier Terrell Porter and Quincy Parks, who delivered the fatal blow. The circumstances of this case played a role in the arrest of Trayvon, as the location of both incidents were relatively close in proximity, located near Trayvon's home, and was a place he frequented to have sexual relations. Audrey, a friend of the victim, told police that the day before Brayla had been found unalive, Brayla had discovered that Trayvon had been having a relationship with a 19-year-old woman. That same evening, Trayvon asked Brayla to meet him, and she agreed. As she was waiting outside his home, Brayla, who had been on the phone with Audrey, ended the call by saying, "Here he comes." 5 hours later, 15 hours before Brayla was found dead, Audrey told police that she received a text message from Brayla stating that she was not up for this. Prior to this meeting, Brayla had told other people about her relationship with Trayvon, but Trayvon had been paying her to keep quiet. However, according to the other woman Trayvon had been seeing, Brayla had planned on exposing him, and Trayvon could not let that happen. He was afraid of being considered homosexual and that he had planned on unaliving Brayla, a threat the other woman and her friends did not take seriously. A cousin of the other woman confirmed that he had overheard Trayvon on the phone telling the other woman that he was going to unalive Brayla, and later on calling this same woman to confess to her that he had committed the ungodly act. The manager at the Arby's restaurant where Miller worked, Lakia Tut, called to report that Trayvon had not shown up for work the day before Brayla's body was found. She recalled Trayvon frantically saying over the phone, "I messed up, and I messed up big time." He continued, "I messed up and won't be back for a very long time, if ever." However, when asked what he had done, Trayvon would not divulge the details to Lakia. All he would say was, "Watch the news." He would be arrested a week later. Trayvon, who had turned 20 before his sentencing, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in exchange for a 50-year sentence. Under the conditions of his plea deal, the charge was reduced from capital murder. He will have to serve 35 years before he can apply for parole, which will make him 53 when he becomes eligible for early release, given credit for time served. Brayla was the 17th known transgender woman unalived in 2020, a year that would see at least 44 such cases. Brayla was a young girl who had dreams that will never be fulfilled. These senseless acts against Black transgender women need national attention, and we must do the work necessary to make sure everyone is allowed to live in their truth. Make no mistake, Brayla is the only victim in this case, but we must also recognize that if Trayvon had been able to live in his truth without being ridiculed by his friends, family, and community, Brayla may still be with us today. Rest in paradise, Brayla Stone.